Dear ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to next of our Industry 5.0 keynotes. This time we will speak about the position of banking and economy in the age of Industry 5.0. And before we start, let's talk about the background of Industry 5.0. Industry 5.0 is based on the principles of industrial upcycling. And this is the first existing systematic waste prevention methodology applicable for industries. Both together has prevented already over 1 million metric tons of products and material to become waste, thanks to systematic utilization of the on-the-ground mines. Industry 5.0 is the first industrial evolution ever led by man and is applicable to all industries and segments without any limitation. Industry 5.0 recognizes 4 types of waste: physical, social, urban, and process waste. And if you know what we are talking about Industry 5.0, let's see what is banking and economy. According to Wikipedia, a bank is a financial institution that accepts deposits from the public and create and demand better deposits while simultaneously making loans. Banking, in its modern sense, was involved in 14th century in Italy already. And what is interesting, it is still in the hands of private entities, dynasties, which provide financial support to governments and play a major role in politics. An economy is an area of the production, distribution, and trade, as well as consumption of goods and services by different agents. All this information came from Wikipedia, so as that the economic domain is a social domain of human practices and transaction. The last sentence of this page has been delivered directly by me, because basic principle of economy is more, because the more it's better. So what is the relationship between bank and waste, or banking and waste, or economy and waste? Generally, banking and economy seems to have no relationship with waste, but the very opposite is the fact. Waste industry is the third most profitable industry in the world. And behind every new product is a large amount of waste which you can hardly imagine. For 1 metric ton of coal, you need to dig out 1 metric ton of waste. For iron, you need 2. For diamonds, you need 100,000 tons. 2.6 trillion US dollars are linked to a world life destruction invested by banks in 2019 only. And banking never considered less is more to be possible. So as in 2019, the first banks named debt a profit. But in 2020, BlackRock divested from fossil fuels investment and gave the possibility to the others to follow. What is the reality? We are living on this place, it's called the Earth. And when it looks like this, and we call it blue marble. And around this planet we have been able to create 170 million pieces of space debris, pieces smaller than 10 centimeters. Plus you have to add another 650,000 10 to 30 centimeters and about 80,000 bigger than 30 centimeters. We have created landfill around our orbit or on our orbit. And what we are doing to the planet, we are digging inside, hunting for more, because more is the only criteria of success. We don't care what will happen, more is the only criteria. We are living on a planet together with 7.7 billion people. That's a common knowledge, but do you know that 1812, so 200 years ago, there was only 1 billion people living on the planet? Do you know that 100 years later, in 1912, it was only 1.5 billion, which means in 100 years, in the last 100 years, despite 2 world wars and Spanish pandemic flu, and more than 650 war conflicts, local war conflicts all around the globe, there are 5 times more people living on a planet. And in 2050, it should be 11 billion people. And just now remember the last picture I showed you about digging inside the planet. We are growing our food to throw it away, to trash it, to put it on the landfills. We are producing our products to scrap it. We are sending our trains and trucks empty around the globe. And we are throwing away single-use packaging without any damage every single day. It's the same planet on which we are able to spoil 347 million liters of drinking water only for the oil industry in Indonesia or in California, sorry. And we are living on the same planet in which the volume of water inside this fire truck is needed to produce one and single hamburger. And it is the same planet on which this picture is a reality as well. How does the global development look like? According to World Bank, the waste volume should grow till 2050. As you see, there is no reduction of waste volumes. What is interesting, according to the same source, almost all the material is recyclable, reusable, or can be upcycled or used another way. But in fact, only 13.5% is being truly recycled. These are the World Bank numbers. And there is one more. The value of official part of the waste industry was estimated in 2016 to $285 billion a year. In 2023, it was predicted to reach $435 trillion. And here we speak about the formal part. But in fact, in waste industry, almost 60 to 80% are going informal. There is a need for change. I was born 1971 when our planet was blue. But last year it was not blue anymore because of the environmental damage and smoke which has been visual from space. We are growing our food to throw it away because the leaves are not green enough. We are filling our rivers with waste because we don't need the items and we do not want to use it. We call our plates bio-waste garbage bins. And we produce products which, if we don't use them, we just scrap it and throw it on a landfills, no matter which material they are made from, and no matter how much work has been done and applied. I am doing my work for 7 years, preventing waste happen, and we have estimated last year the value of waste prevention to $475 trillion a year, not counting with the waste, war, and oil industries, 3 most profitable industries in the world. Until now, we have been building our future on the top of a waste pyramid. But we cannot build a future on the top of a pyramid. We can hardly stay on it because it's very unstable. And when I recognized that 7 years ago, I started to build another groundstone, which we will be able to build a stable future on. Firstly, we have to recognize that something must not become waste. Secondly, we have to reconsider what to do with it. And third, we have to do it. And if we do it right, we start to change the world because everyone can prevent waste happen. How does it work? Somewhere where the others see waste, you recognize that it must not become waste. Then you reconsider what to do with it. And you simply realize that step. when you will be paid at the beginning 10 or $1 per kilo. In the middle part, you don't know the value, but at the end, you can sell one piece for $10. And when one piece in this case mean 7 pieces in 1 kilo. The same happened with the single-use packaging. Many receive it and throw it away without any consideration, but we started to turn it and use it again. And where before was a cost center, it's a profit center now. And the difference is very big. What is the value of waste prevention? It was mentioned already. It's 475 trillion US dollars a year. And what is great? It can be achieved without the need of capital investment, and already in the first year, you can save up to 50% of the waste management cost. How will banking and economy look in the age of Industry 5.0? Banks will not devaluate, but really evaluate the savings in favor of the savers. Banks will pay for working with the money and will share the profits with people who gave them the money. And debts will not called and celebrated as investment as it is currently. So as the new money will not need it to be printed, because we will streamline the old ones, and on the ground mines bank will become part of the global banking system. And the true value would be defined in life and in the work of hands, in the delivered results. And the loss of data and electricity will not result in the loss of value or activity, which we have generated for all our life. We have to go from wasteful to wasteless and start with the education, because we have to start to grow humans, not components of the system. The main tool should be creativity, openness, and communication. And we shouldn't waste our time by asking 5 times why, but we should spend our time to ask only once, but the right question. Be different is good and not a shame, and everyone can change the world with the work of his or her hands. And we have to be proud on one and only title, the human. Industry 5.0 is the first industrial evolution ever led by man. It changed its new mindset of people and businesses from wasteful to wasteless, and it delivered the results without the need of capital investment. It's based on the principles of systematic waste prevention, industrial upcycling, and it uses the rich and growing on-the-ground mines. Doing everything transparently, sharing the profit, and doing it efficiently. And please understand, Industry 5.0 is not a sales tool or a product or a service. It's a completely new environment. Dear ladies and gentlemen, we are living in the age of digitalization of our work. We are living in the year of digitalization of our education, and we are living in the time of digitalization of our leisure. So it looks like that the only thing which needs to be digitalized is the man himself. But if he or she will be digitalized, our world will look like this, because data don't need light. And I decided this, and I recognized this 7 years ago, and I started to build a wasteless world instead of a black hole, and my world looked like this. And it is everyone's decision on which world he or she would like to live. And if you decide that you would like to live on the same place like me, and you struggle on your way, please get in touch with me. My name is Michael Rada, and I'm human. And I would like to thank you for your time and wish you have a nice day free of waste and wasting in all its forms, and stay safe these days.